If only. If only the human nation understood the real cost of what we take. If only we realized that every choice we make, even these that feel distant from nature, can ripple through an entire ecosystem. I thought that fishing was simple. You cast a net, you catch a fish, end of story, you have the fish, you are happy. But then I stumbled upon something that changed my mind. As I'm pretty passionate about marine mammals, I started researching the smallest of all of them, the vaquita. Small, shy, gray, looking cartoon-like, as if it put eyeliner around its eyes. Very cute. I felt that it was very adorable. I fell in love with this animal. Then, but slowly into the research, I realized that this animal is almost gone from this earth. There are only 10 individuals remaining on the whole planet. 10. Not 100, 10,000, just 10. And those are all. There is no more left. If we lose these 10 individuals, that's it. We are done. What I found sad was not only what was happening, it was how it was happening. Because they did not die because we wanted them to be killed. We wanted something from them. It's not that we ruined their environment how we did with different animals, different mammals, fish, species of birds or whatever. Is that we wanted something else. We wanted money. We were greedy. We wanted something else from the environment this animal lives in. This is an animal that's elusive to the Gulf of California, the Sea of Cortez in Mexico. This is a very biologically diverse place. Many species live only there. About 90 are elusive to this place. And vaquita is one of them. Another endangered species that lives there is the tutuaba fish. It is pretty big. It grows up to 2 meters, and it is very expensive. So you might think, okay, so it's so big, maybe it's because of the amount of meat it has. No. The meat that we source from this fish is being basically wasted. The thing that we desire is only the swimming bladder of this fish. Why do we want it, you might ask? That's pretty gross, a random organ of some fish. That's kind of disgusting. I found it disgusting. But then the Chinese come and they say, you know what? This random piece of body of a random animal is priceless because it holds multiple health benefits. And the Chinese are willing to pay insane prices for this thing. By insane prices, I mean some call it the cocaine of the sea because of how expensive it is. Not because of it is a drug, but it is treated like one. Smuggled, traded, valued far more than life, not only the life of the animal, but also the lives of different animals that get caught in the nets, bycatch. But also the fishermen's freedom, because this is illegal. In this place, you cannot fish because of certain animals that live there. For example, the vaquita. It's the most endangered animal in the world, the most endangered mammal. So you cannot fish there, but they still do because they want this one random thing. It is not so valuable in the sense that it is so rare or something. Because we hunted this animal to the point that it is rare. It used not to be rare, but now it is. So fishermen set vast walls of nearly invisible mesh that not only the tutuaba gets tricked into, because it is designed to catch fish, but it does not discriminate other prey. So the vaquita has the inconvenience of its head being small, because the animal is about my size, which is pretty small for a marine mammal, because marine mammals grow up to like 30 meters or something, so 160 is not that much. Its head is small, it gets into the net, but it cannot get out. And the more it struggles, the more entangled it gets. And as it is a mammal, just as we are, it breathes atmospheric air. So staying underwater for long periods of time means only one thing: suffocation. And in consequence, death. This is what killed almost the whole species of this animal. Because inbreeding, for example, was never a problem for this species, as there have always not been that many, because it lives only in this small area. So we hunted it almost to the point that the other species are extinct. So what can we do? Scientists decided, okay, we have a problem. We are lacking individuals. So what do? How do we source more? We take a male and a female, we breed them, and we have different individuals, we release them, and there is more and more of them, and they reproduce, and the problem is basically solved. Seems simple, right? But it did not work out. Not always the simplest solution is the best, even though it can seem so. They captured one of them, and they had it on the boat. They wanted to put it in the place they wanted to have the animals to breed them, but sadly, the vaquita is very shy. Not shy, meaning like you are stressed because you have a test, I am stressed because I'm talking to people. No, it is scared. I mean, like, it is scared, it panics, and it died. The animal died in the hands of the scientist. The first person to ever touch a vaquita, a living vaquita. And who knows, maybe the last one, because this species is floating away slowly. Who knows, maybe right now one of them died and we don't even know. Then I realized something very important. Maybe sometimes we shouldn't take drastic actions, we should just back out. Give away what we strive, what we want. Give up that greed. Just let the animal exist in its own home, because it's its home. It's been inhabiting this world probably longer than we have. And we just decided to take the freedom of freely swimming around and breathing and eating away from them. Almost 300,000 whales, dolphins, porpoises die from bycatch annually. That makes 100,000 deaths a day, and that's pretty much. And this includes only mammals, not fish, sharks, turtles, or even seabirds who do not spend their entire life in the water. So how can we fix this? There cannot be a situation without a solution. Maybe the vaquita will be enough of a warning for us to try to solve this problem. So, for example, in Poland, it is used when I think saving marine mammals. I certainly do not think about our country, as we do not have that much of a sea access, not a sea access to a sea that is inhabited by many mammals, but we do have a small population of the harbor porpoise, and it is being protected from nets by pingers. Those are devices that emit sounds that are supposed to scare the animal away from the area that's dangerous. And it works. For example, around the UK, gillnets that are responsible for 80% of the deaths cause only 2% of the income. So maybe sometimes we can just exchange the gear for something else and do not always use the ones that are the most damaging for the environment. Because 2% of the income is something that I think if they gave that up and even earned like a little bit less, would not be that painful for them. We also can enforce bans and protective zones. For example, in the Bay of Biscay, a fishing ban was enforced because they were struggling with a problem since 2016, and those were stranded common dolphins, because not only random rare species suffer from bycatch, those are also species that are very well known, such as the smiley common dolphin. And it was being stranded in very high numbers. It was very alarming, so they decided to ban fishing in this area. And after banning fishing, like almost any were stranded. That means this is the cause, that this harms these animals. But if we enforce those bans in crucial times, because what do you mean we have to give up fishing? That's a thing we also need. We share this earth and we need the thing and they need the thing. But we could give them time in certain times of the year. For example, when they feed or breed or birth their children, in times that are crucial for their survival, we could give this area up to them entirely, so they could move around freely, not being scared that they will be snatched by something they cannot see, as echolocation does not work perfectly when it comes to very thin lines somewhere in the water. Another thing we could do is also, that's basically the three solutions I had. So we sometimes should just back out from the area, just give space to the animals. And I think this is very important. I think the vaquita could be enough of a reminder, enough of a warning that we should not do that this is an inappropriate thing to do. Maybe it will stay with us if we take enough action, but I personally do not think it is possible. Let's just be realistic. That's not happening. But it is a warning. It will stay as a sad reminder to us that we should not do that, that we should take more caution, be more cautious of what we do in the areas that also are inhabited by different animals, that we should give them space. Thank you.